Good day, everyone. We are Group 4, and today we will present our case study tungkol sa early childhood educator na pinatanggal ang hijab niya. Dito sa presentation, pag-uusapan ng ethical issues sa case.
So, good afternoon po. I'm Althea Yasmin C. Polong, and this case po is about an early childhood Muslim educator na si Banu. She experienced being repeatedly asked to remove her hijab despite knowing their beliefs about it. Her coworker believed that the children are scared by her appearance. Aside from that, she also experienced workplace bullying that leads her to resign from her job. So, this case po is about po sa isang Muslim instructor na si Banu. Although her coworkers knew po how important and sacred hijab is in their beliefs, paulit-ulit daw po siyang pinipilit ng mga ito na tanggalin yung hijab. Ang reason daw po nila is natatakot daw po ang mga bata because of it. Aside from that, is nakaranas daw po siya ng other types of bullying that push her po para mag-resign po sa trabaho. After resigning po, Bano complained po about sa discrimination na naranasan niya in the workplace. Nasettle naman po ang lahat pagtapos mag-apologize ng employer sa kanya. She knows po kasi that partly may fault din po siya dahil hindi niya sinabi yung mga complaint while she's still at work. So, why this study? Why we choose this study? So, we chose this case po because despite having different religious beliefs, we believe that we should respect theirs. We wanted to remind others that being different is not a reason po for discrimination or unfair treatment. So, we chose this case po dahil yung ganitong klaseng discrimination po ay hindi lang naman nangyayari inside the workplace but also po sa mga schools or other places. We want to make others understand po um, that we may have different beliefs po, but we should respect others. We should respect others' differences because of it. Sabi nga po, di ba, don't do unto others what you would not have them do unto you. Meaning to say po, if we want po na respetuhin ng ibang tao yung paniniwala natin, we should respect theirs as well and not make them feel bad about being different. We also want to mark in others' head po that being different is not a reason po para tratuhin ng hindi tama ang ibang tao.
So, good day po. I am Joyce Pahabera. So, let's talk about the key ethical issues. The ethical dilemma daw po in this situation ay nanggagaling sa conflict between pagrespeto sa religious identity ni Banu at sa concern ng workplace tungkol sa nararamdaman ng mga bata at staff. First is the Banu's rights. Right to practice her religion wearing hijab or which part of her identity. Next is deserves respect and equal treatment, and lastly is protection from bullying and discrimination. While on the other hand po is yung workplace concerns. First is wants children to feel safe and comfortable. They also want smooth daily operations. Next is they tries to avoid complaints from parents, and lastly is the focus on workplace harmony. So, ang pagsusuot daw po ng hijab ay part ng faith at personal dignity ni Banu. Kaya pinatanggal ito sa kanya, parang hinahamon na din yung right niya na i-express yung religion niya nang malaya sa trabaho niya. However, maaaring iniisip din ng employer na pinoprotektahan nila yung mga bata sa pamamagitan ng pag-iwas sa isang bagay na sa tingin daw nila is maaaring makatakot sa mga student. Kahit na yung paniniwalang ito daw po ay posibleng galing sa misunderstanding of prejudice, which is obviously hindi makatarungan para kay Banu. And dahil dito, nagkakaroon ng value conflict sa pagitan ng inclusion at diversity kumpara sa comfort at control sa workplace. Then, isa pang ethical issue dito ay ang workplace bullying at power imbalance. Paulit-ulit daw po na sinabihan si Banu ng kanyang mga coworkers na tanggalin ang hijab niya. If we think more deeply, bakit naman niya tatanggalin yung hijab niya? it is part of her belief, and paglabag to sa religion nila, itatanggalin man niya. So also possible din na magdulot to sa kanya ng pakiramdam na excluded, unsafe at disrespected siya sa workplace niya. So if i-analyze natin mabuti yung story ni Bano, makikita naman natin na may conflict din sa pagitan ng personal responsibility at organizational responsibility. Kasi kahit hindi formally nag-report si Bano habang employed siya, may duty pa rin yung employer na pigilan ang unfair treatment at siguraduhin yung equality sa workplace nila. So, if titignan natin mabuti, ang ethical dilemma in this case ay umiikot lang sa fairness, respect at equality, imbis na sa fear, misunderstanding at pressure na mag-conform.
I'm Joris S. Aquino po. So now let's move on to stakeholder and analysis. First, Banyu. Employee and primary victim. Si Banyu ang pinaka-apektado sa issue dahil siya ang directly nakaranas ng discrimination. Ang interest niya sa case ay respect, emotional safety at freedom na maipapakita ang kanyang religion sa pamamagitan ng hijab. Mahalaga rin sa kanya na magkaroon ng fair investigation at apology. Gusto rin niyang maprotect ang career niya tulad ng magandang reference o chance na makabalik sa trabaho. May interest din siya na compensation dahil naapektuhan ang mental health at professional life niya. Second, children in the center. Ang mga bata ay araw-araw nakakasama ni Banyu, kaya affected din sila sa sitwasyon. Ang interest nila ay magkaroon ng safe, stable at supportive environment. Katulad din nilang makaramdam ng security at consistency sa care. Yung sinasabing takot ng mga bata ay posibleng dahil sa impluensya ng mga matatanda. Kaya mahalagang suriin muna ito bago gumawa ng mga konklusyon. Third, coworkers. Ang mga coworkers ay maaaring naniniwala na ginagawa nila ang tama para sa mga bata. Ang interes nila ay maging komportable sa trabaho at maiwasan ng conflict o punishment. Pero posible rin na may unconscious bias or kakulangan sa cultural understanding. Kaya mahalaga ang training at awareness sa ganitong sitwasyon. Fourth, employer and management. Ang employer ang may pinakamalaking responsibilidad sa pag-handle ng kaso. Ang interes nila ay sumunod sa batas, mapanatili ang magandang image ng center at maiwasan ang legal problems. Gusto rin nilang maayos ang relasyon ng mga empleyado. Dahil may power sila, sila ang dapat magpatupad ng policies at solutions. Next, parents and families. Ang mga magulang ay concerned sa safety at well-being ng kanilang mga anak. Gusto nila ng malinaw na komunikasyon at assurance na professional ang mga staff. Importante rin sa kanila ang cultural sensitivity. Ang tiwala nila sa center ay nakakaapekto sa reputasyon nito. And lastly, anti-discrimination, NSW, ADNSW, and regulators. Ang ADNSW at regulators ang nagbabantay kung nasusunod ang anti-discrimination laws. Ang interest nila ay protektahan ang workers laban sa unfair treatment. Tumutulong din sila sa pag-resolve ng complaints sa pamamagitan nila, mas napapalakas ang inclusive at respectful workplaces.
I'm Judy Ann L. Monterrey po. Application of ethical theories. Ang dalawang teorya po na in-apply ko upang suriin po ang case na nangyari po kay Bano ay ang utilitarianism at deontology. Ang utilitarianism po ay nakatuon sa outcomes o resulta po ng mga aksyon. Sa kaso po ni Bano, ang ginawa po ng kanyang mga katrabaho ay nagdulot po ng stress at negatibong work environment. Dahil po dito, nag-resign po si Bano at nawalan po ang kumpanya ng isang kwalipikadong empleyado. Ibig pong sabihin, mas maraming masamang epekto po kaysa mabuting naidulot po ang kanilang ginawa. Kaya ayon po sa utilitarianism, hindi po ito ethical dahil hindi po nito naibigay ang greatest good para po sa nakararami. Deontology. Ang deontology naman po ay nakatuon sa duty at rights. Sa sitwasyon po ni Bano, Nilabag po ng kanyang mga katrabaho ang kanyang religious at cultural rights. Bukod po dito, nagkulang din po ang workplace sa pagpapanatili po ng isang safe at non-discriminatory environment. Ayon po sa deontology, mali po ang ginawa nila dahil hindi po nila nirerespeto ang karapatan ni Bano at hindi po nila tinupad ang kanilang moral na tungkulin. Sa pareho pong teorya, makikita po natin na mali ang naging pagtrato kay Bano. Ipinapakita po nito na mahalaga po ang respeto at inclusivity sa workplace upang maiwasan po ang diskriminasyon at mapanatili po ang maayos na samahan.
Good day, everyone. My name is BJ Inan DJ Kalma, and now let's proceed to work values involved. So, in this case, I saw that respect is important because workers should accept each other's religion and identity. For example, we should respect someone who wears hijab and don't say negative comments to her. And next, fairness. Fairness also matters since everyone should be treated equally, such as giving all employees the same support and opportunities regardless of their background. And next is integrity. It is involved because employees and management should act in a ways that match the company's values, like truly supporting diversity instead of just saying they do. For example, management should speak up when they see discrimination instead of ignoring it or joining the wrongdoing. Next is accountability. Accountability is important because leaders and staff must take responsibilities for workplace behavior, like investigating complaints and correcting harmful action when they happen. And lastly is empathy. Empathy also plays a role because trying to understand how hurtful comments affect others, such as realizing that repeated remarks can push someone to resign. That is why we should help to create a kinder workplace that doesn't allowing any discrimination to happen.
So let's now move forward to the proposed solutions. So let me start the first one. Having school dress code policy that align with their employees' religion. Since mainly nga po yung dahilan ng pag-complain ni Banu is about nga po sa pagpilit ng coworkers na tanggalin yung hijab na part po ng religious culture nila. Um, I came up I came up with a thought that they should have dress code about it. In that case po, some will question man po about how she dressed herself. They can't do anything about it because it's legal po sa workplace nila. At kung may mga tao man po that will not act based on what the workers or employers expect them to do, she can reach out po sa employer and will give the right consequences po sa action nila na hindi na po need na dalhin sa court just to implement it. So, it's a part of their identity din po kasi, and we shouldn't tell them or make them feel that they should remove it just to fit in or feel belong.
So next naman po is enforce anti-discrimination policies. Sa isang workplace, they should strictly apply anti-discrimination policies, of course, para na rin sa safety ng mga employees against unfair treatment dahil sa religion or culture nila, and also sa iba pang mga issues. And what do I mean by strictly is hindi lang dapat simple na nakasulat siya sa employer's handbook. Kailangan i-apply talaga siya sa actual situations. Also, dapat nire-remind ang lahat ng staff na hindi acceptable ang paghingi o pagpilit sa isang tao na tanggalin yung religious clothing nila tulad ng hijab dahil bahagi ito ng kanilang faith at identity. And lastly, responsibilidad ng management na mag-set ng malinaw na boundaries at mag-take action kung may lalabag man para masiguradong safe, respectful at inclusive ang workplace para sa lahat.
Next is comprehensive anti-discrimination and inclusion program. Dapat maglagay yung employer ng formal at malinaw na compliance at inclusion program para sa buong organization. Ibig sabihin, hindi lang basta rules, kundi may maayos na sistema talaga laban sa discrimination at para inclusive ang workplace. Kailangan may clear guidelines, procedures o malinaw na proseso kung paano magrereklamo ang employee kapag may discrimination or unfair treatment. Dapat may specific policy din na nagpoprotekta sa religious attire like hijab o ibang religious clothing para siguradong walang bawal o bias laban dito. Dapat mandatory din ang cultural competency training para sa lahat ng staff, meaning tuturuan sila paano rumispeto sa iba't ibang culture at religion para maiwasan ang insensitive comments o actions. Kasama rin dito yung confidential reporting mechanisms. So, pwede mag-report ang employee ng hindi natatakot na makilala o ma-retaliate. Dapat may malinaw na timeline kung kailan iimbestigahan ang complaint para hindi ito pinapatagal. Pwede rin mag-access ng early mediation through anti-discrimination NSW kapag may dispute para maayos agad bago pa lumala ang issue. Kapag may nangyaring discrimination, dapat mag-issue ng documented apology ang management at magbigay ng professional at emotional support sa affected employee. Hindi lang sorry verbally, kundi may formal acknowledgement talaga. Kailangan din ng regular workplace audits para ma-check kung nasusunod ang policies. At kung may kailangan pang improve, dapat may assign na train inclusion officer na mag-o-oversee ng implementation para consistent ang enforcement ng policies. At lastly, maganda rin na kumuha ng regular feedback mula sa employees at parents para malaman kung effective ba ang ginagawa nilang changes.
All staff should attend required training about cultural diversity and discrimination. Lahat ng staff ay dapat dumalo sa required training tungkol sa cultural diversity at discrimination. Mahalaga ito para mas maintindihan at ma-appreciate ang iba't ibang kultura, paniniwala at tradisyon ng bawat isa sa workplace. Sa pamamagitan ng training na ito, matututo ang mga empleyado kung paano maging sensitibo at respetado sa pagkakaiba-iba ng kanilang mga katrabaho, pati na rin kung paano iwasan ang diskriminasyon o unfair treatment. Bukod dito, nakakatulong din ito para magkaroon ng mas inclusive, maayos at positibong environment kung saan lahat ay pantay ang oportunidad at nararamdaman ang respeto.
Provide support for affected employees means helping workers who experience discrimination in the workplace so they feel safe, respected, and treated fairly. This support can include listening to their concern, offering counseling or emotional assistance, and giving them a safe way to report unfair treatment without fear of punishment. Employers should also investigate complaints properly and take action to stop discrimination. By supporting affected employees, companies promote equality, protect workers' well-being, and create a positive and respectful work environment.
So, for the reflection, this topic teaches us that ethics and values in the workplace are about respect, fairness, and acceptance of diversity. Employees should not be judged or pressured because of their religion, culture, or appearance, since these are part of their identity. The case shows that fear or misunderstanding should never be used as a reason to treat someone unfairly. It also remind employers that they have a responsibility to stop discrimination and protect workers from bullying. Overall, an ethical workplace is one that promotes understanding, equality, and dignity for everyone. So basically, sinasabi dito na it is wrong to treat people unfairly dahil lang sa kasuotan na mayroon siya. And wala tayong karapatan na i-judge yung isang tao just because sumunod siya sa kultura na mayroon sila. So this issue is reminding us to be more open-minded and stop discriminating others kasi hindi natin alam kung ano yung magiging epekto nito sa tao. Yun lang po. Thank you.